All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Pass the Rock podcast. We're back in the studio again today after a great and fantastic week of football after not having football for months. But anyways, we're going to kick off today with a quick icebreaker, man. I think a lot of people are familiar with this game, so not really going to explain it. We're just going to get started. But pretty much, you know how it goes, man. I got an offensive player in my head. You got an offensive player in your head. We're going to see who can guess the player quicker with hints. All right. You start off.
Okay. Is your player in the NFC?
Yes.
Okay.
Is your player a quarterback?
No. Is your player quarterback?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is your player fast?
Like Tyreek Hill fast?
Nah, just fast. Is he considered fast?
I wouldn't say he's considered fast, but he's fast.
Let's make this easy. Okay, go ahead.
Does your player play in a cold city or state?
Wouldn't call it that.
Okay.
Is your player in the AFC?
No.
Okay.
Is your player in the NFC East?
NFC East again? That's
Cowboys.
all right, division. No.
Okay.
Huh. Is your player a wide receiver?
No. Is your player a wide receiver?
No.
Okay.
You already asked me if my player was a quarterback.
You said yeah?
I said yeah.
Oh, my fault.
How you mess that up? Is your player in the AFC West?
NFC West?
AFC.
No, he's not in the AFC.
Oh, he's on the AFC.
Yeah, see? You're messing up like me.
Is your player a quarterback?
No. Is your player in the NFC West?
Nah, I don't think so.
The West is like West is San Francisco.
No.
No? Okay.
Is your player did your player finish? Is your player considered top 5 talent in his position?
Arguably, yes. Is your player a rookie?
No.
Okay.
Is your player Saquon Barkley?
No. Good guess, though.
All right.
Good guess. Is your player have a playoff appearance
Like ever?
last year?
No.
So it doesn't have a playoff appearance last year.
He didn't make playoff last year.
Okay.
Has your player ever So clearly your player is a running back.
Yeah.
Okay. Has your player ever won a rushing title?
Yeah, they have before. All right, I got to start throwing some guesses out here. Is your player was your player a rookie last year?
No.
Okay.
Rushing title before. As a running back.
You might put two and two together.
See, I have somebody in my head. He's in NFC too, huh? And it's not Saquon Barkley. Arguably top 5 at his position.
Mm-hmm.
Christian McCaffrey?
Nah. Okay. The game still continues. All right, All right, let's do is your quarterback not a rookie? Is your quarterback Kirk Cousins?
What the hell? I bet. All right, yeah, you got it. What was yours?
What's his name? The boy that played on the Raiders and then was now on the
Josh Jacobs?
Yeah,
no, I was never gonna guess Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Well, if I thought a little bit more, but I was
once you got rushing title, I said, man.
Yeah, I was because you said okay. I was thinking Zeke, but then you said it's arguably top 5, and Zeke is currently arguably top 5. So, but hey, man, good stuff, man. I mean, at least there's something that you won this week. We'll get to what you lost eventually.
Yeah.
But actually, we're right there. We're right there. You know, I just try to pump fake you. I'm so glad, bro. Like, how was your week, man? Actually, I don't care how your week was. I don't.
Well, it we started off pretty strong with Florida getting smacked by
That was by Miami.
Yeah.
Cam Ward. I might start becoming. Well, we'll give it a few more games, but I wasn't a believer at first. You shut me up.
Man, and then everything I knew. The one that I could be wrong about was USC and LSU, but the one that really surprised me was Texas A&M versus USC. I mean, not
Versus
not
Notre
versus,
Dame?
versus Notre Dame. Yeah,
I told you what was gonna happen.
man,
I told you what was gonna happen. That defense is legit, bro.
Texas A&M was playing at home. They had every opportunity to go down and win, and that defense just
So, prior to the game beginning or starting off, I wouldn't have been surprised of the outcome. What kind of made me surprised of the outcome was because Notre Dame. Do you know how many penalties Notre Dame gave up, offensively and defensively? A whole bunch of false starts, late hits, neutral zone defractions, a whole bunch of they had a lot of penalties that game. To where it's like, I don't understand how Texas A&M never took advantage, especially with being at home. Like, you would think at some point they were gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
That defense is just too legit, bro. And like Notre Dame is better than A&M as we like right now. I still think they're better. A&M still has to figure it out.
A&M's still a young team, but what they did show a lot of talent. Like they showed like there's something there. It's just they just need to work on it a little bit. Obviously, nobody wants to lose the season opener, especially at home. But they showed a lot of talent. The game was a lot closer than a lot of people expected it to be.
Yeah, man. I mean, good. It's great to see football, but like, bro, I knew I could have called that out, bro. Like, A&M, as much as they have all that talent, I think like they have to figure out like, because you mentioned last week, you mentioned how like they had like a recruiting class at some point, but it's like, bro, that recruiting class got to learn, bro. They have to learn, figure it out with each other. Good win on Notre Dame's part, but that's not really the game I want to talk about though.
Yeah, man.
You know what I want to talk about, right? Because this was the game that you thought I was stupid, not stupid maybe, but you thought that like I was crazy for picking USC, which it was kind of a wild pick.
It was, but I should have put more faith in Lincoln Riley and the boys. They definitely went out and played. Man, they played lights out against LSU, and LSU was a great team. Like, but I didn't expect USC to be, at least offensively, as good as they are now. Especially now it's about to be a season removed from Caleb. I didn't expect them to be as good as they are now. Their defense still needs some work before they can really start becoming real title contenders. But yeah, I mean,
impressed. You can say that, but it's like the defense is a big part of why. Because so the biggest concern of everybody with USC is we know that you can pass the ball. We know you figured out your offense. We don't know what you can do on defense. That's been. They were ranked, I think it was like 119th or worse in defense last year. It was It was in the hundreds. So it's like, bro, you're bottom in defense. We know you're good in offense, but their defense locked in. Like they had a game-sealing interception towards the end of the game, which I mean, is more prominent. That was the only interception they had that game, but it was just like, bro, like their defense was playing way like for what USC has showed us in the past few years and what they played on Sunday, their defense was a lot better. Like their defense stepped up big time on Sunday. Like at the end of the day, you hold an LSU team who you could consider talented at 20 points. A defense that was ranked 119th or so last year. That's an improvement.
Playing an SEC team, that is an improvement. But
thankfully, it was a neutral zone. More favorite towards USC, but still.
Yeah, definitely more favorite towards USC. But a win is a win. I mean,
it's good doing business with you though.
The season's not over. We still got.
That's it. I own week 1. We're gonna see week 2.
We got NFL coming up. We got more college games coming up. This is not stopping right here.
All right, man. Speaking of college games, man. Besides these games that we talked about, what was some your other favorite performances that you saw this week? For me, I think Actually, for me, there's a few games that I saw that I would say stood out.
Okay.
Clemson falling so bad to Georgia, that was just a beatdown. Carson Beck, we're seeing what they're talking about. He's showing himself slowly, but I still want to see like what the big hype around him is. Great quarterback. He definitely showed his talent.
Mm-hmm.
They destroyed Clemson. I mean, I thought at least I know Georgia's ranked number 1 or so ranked, and I know Clemson's ranked 13th, I believe, or 14th. Them, I didn't think it was going to be that bad of a beatdown. I mean, I know like they both ranked teams. I expected like Clemson to score 1 touchdown. You couldn't score 1 touchdown.
Up a fight, man. It wasn't even close. It was.
It's not looking good. Like Dabo Swinney, man. It's not. It's not. I hope it gets better, but like that's not a good way to start off. Like we understand you're not beating Georgia, but that's not a good way to start off.
Yeah, I think Clemson. I didn't expect Clemson to be a title contender this year. I expected them to like be in that really bowl phase because ever since like Deshaun Watson and them left back in 2016, it hasn't been the same. So I expect them to take a couple of years to like rebuild their program because that's ultimately what they need. Because I don't. Well, we'll talk about him later, but I haven't seen a quarterback at Clemson that had been able to do what Deshaun was able to do when he was there and lead a team like into title contention.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I lied. Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence definitely like it's after Trevor Lawrence, after Deshaun Watson, like after all those guys, man. A couple of people back in the day, but that's pretty much what we've seen. Another game, or this in itself wasn't necessarily. Of course, it was supposed to be a blowout game on both ends. But Ohio State Jeremiah Smith is the real deal, bro. He's the real deal, bro. That's a true freshman. He's the real deal, bro. He already is set up to be a good wide receiver, and on Saturday, I believe he scored 2 touchdowns in his first game. Granted, what team did we? Was it Akron? We played some team that I think it was Akron. Yeah, of course it was gonna be a blowout win anyways, but he showed he's legit, bro. He has like coming in as a true freshman. It doesn't matter who you're playing. That's a completely different atmosphere from playing in high school. So he showed out. He showed us confidence. Also, I think Will Howard played a good game. I feel like I saw a lot of jokes as well. I mean, I feel like our O-line could have protected Judkins better. A lot of them said Henderson got more of the protection than Judkins did. Mm-hmm. But we're going to see that spin move, though. Rashawn Judkins, that spin move that you have in NCAA, we need to see. If I don't see you do that spin move at least in one game, they need to take it off. They can't give you that in the game, bro. I need to see it in real life. And then the Alabama freshman.
That's what I was waiting.
Go ahead. You can go ahead and speak.
Oh man! First of all, you're not saying Alabama the way,
bro. You're not even
Alabama. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put some bass in your voice when you.
But
say
that's not even your team.
That's not. We don't talk about that.
Don't let me get into the details. But I'll let you have it.
But man, like the game. I know obviously they didn't play anybody, but like the game that they had just for their starting running back to have 4 touches, he only carried the ball 4 times and had 100 yards.
Oh.
And then their freshman Williams, man, like first
2
off,
catches.
He's not even he skipped a grade to get up here and play with.
Yeah, he's 17.
Men, bro. He's 17. Saying, he's not even legally an adult. And he went up there, got 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. That's insane. That's unheard of. And you telling me that Alabama gets him for 3 more years, man.
No, that is crazy, man. That's actually one of the craziest performances I've seen. Jalen Milroe, of course, used sharp as ever. He was comfortable, of course. I mean, them playing a school, Western Kentucky University. I mean, shout out to the team, but we knew what was going to happen at the end of that game. Or there was no chance. 6-3-0. There was no chance at all. There was no fight backs. It was haymakers being thrown, knockout punch from Alabama. It was crazy, but like it makes you, it shows you a little warm up. And, Jalen Milroe still rushed for 79 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns in total. 279, almost 300 total all-purpose yards. Insane. Jam Miller. Oh. It wasn't Jam Miller who.
Nah.
Oh. Haynes, 4 touches, 102 yards. Jam Miller, 5 touches, 54. I mean, even 5 touches, 54 yards is insane. 2 touches, 32 yards is into like. Okay, we're not gonna get into the nitty gritty of this game. It was a fluke. It was not a fluke game, but it's never gonna.
Let's just call it what it is. Alabama was a superior team.
Yeah, Alabama was superior. That's really what it is. But the freshman, 2 touches, 139 yards. That's Randy Moss numbers. But we'll move on and talk about the Preston topic. First of all, it's probably tough if you are from the state of Florida right now and you pay attention to college football. It's probably really tough for you right now because there's only a number of teams that you can pick from. You can only really jump on the Miami wave right now. What am I missing? Another Florida team that's probably doing well right now? Unless the smaller schools.
UCF maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know. But we'll say for the three biggest schools, which is Miami, Florida State, and Florida. Mm-hmm. Miami is the only one who got a good weekend, destroying Florida. First of all, just ass whooping, complete annihilation. And then Florida State again lost to another unranked team.
Here we are
in
again.
Boston College. What do we say? Boston College. What do we say? We knew though, Costello, the quarterback. He's smaller for a quarterback, but he's nice.
Man, what's crazy about this is last week we literally made the entire schedule of what we thought, and they've already fried that schedule. They already fried it as it is. So it's like, bro, now I'm just trying to figure out what teams can you beat, because we're supposed to beat Georgia Tech. We're supposed to be like you have beat, like not to disrespect those teams, but these are teams that you're supposed to beat up on. Like that's what that's for. These are teams you're supposed to beat up on. For you to go and play Georgia Tech, lose, and this game is supposed to be your game where, okay, let's regain our confidence back. Let's get back on track. It's just one loss. You come out and you shit the bed again.
And, bro, the craziest part is, like, Thomas Costello didn't necessarily, or Castellanos didn't necessarily have, like, the craziest game. Like, he had a good game. He's shifty. He's one of those guys that you kind of have to watch on TV to understand, like, his damage in the game. He threw for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. 106 yards, he didn't throw for 200 yards.
Nothing crazy.
But then he rushed the ball for 73 yards and another touchdown. And their running back, 85. Actually, both their running backs were over 50 yards. One was 85 yards, 1 touchdown. The other one was 75 yards on 12 touches. So they killed them on the ground game, which is what we talked about in week 1. If Florida State does not figure out how to load the box, they will lose a lot of games this year. They can't stop the run, bro. It's like last year with the Dallas Cowboys when people figured out that we couldn't stop the run. Mm-hmm. When they realized it, when they saw like, okay, we're a great pass rushing team, but then what team so exposed us in that game? It wasn't even last year that happened. It was the year before they exposed that. I think it was like when we lost to the Broncos when they showed us like, oh, y'all can't defend the run. We've caught y'all. I think it's 2022 when we lost to the Broncos, I believe.
2022. Because
before that game, everyone was always talking about our pass rush, but then they were like, well, all right, let's run the ball. Like, okay, let's run the ball. And we didn't have anything for that. So that's really what's going on here. And then, of course, DJU. He's not going to be the guy, bro. Yeah. The way it's looking in 2 games, you've played 2 teams that, yes, are a threat to you. That's what football is all about. 2 teams are supposed to be a threat to you, but nah, bro. He hasn't showed us anything.
I don't even know how he's like – I can't imagine being him right now because everything that people are saying about him on social media, and then on top of that, you got to go on Florida State campus, which is not a small university, by the way. And then you got to, like, go to classes, do all this. And you've lost to 2 unranked teams, bro. They must want to crucify you.
The people that DJU came into college with, a lot of them are in the NFL right now or have just closed out their career. He's a 5th-year senior, and he's doing things that, like, freshman quarterbacks would do, you know. Like we said, he will play lights out in some situations, but there's other situations to where it's like you have to go through your progressions. But at 5th-year senior, bro, 5th-year senior, Joe Burrow, you saw that. He was looking sharp. NFL ready. We saw a whole bunch of 5th-year seniors like Michael. I'm not gonna say his last name because of people like you. But Mike Penix, he played like a fifth-year senior. You saw that. Jaden Daniels won the Heisman. Played like a fifth-year, sixth-year senior. You know what I'm saying? DJU is not showing us that he is a fifth-year senior. It's like, what did you learn in all these 5 years being in college? It's your fifth year, and you're still staring down receivers down the field like we're playing Madden. Bro, come on. So, I think by midseason he'll be on the bench, if not quicker.
To replace who, though? Who's going to replace him?
We'll see. I don't know who their backup quarterback is, but I hope he's ready. I hope he's warming up because he's probably going to get a chance to shine a little bit.
Honestly, you know what the saddest part about the game
What?
was? He was the best player. Like, playing-wise, he played the best out of anybody on the team.
So they don't got anything figured
So
out.
they don't even have, like, if he's playing the best,
They don't got anything.
we got
figured out,
something to
bro.
worry.
At the
Like,
end of the day, bro. Like they don't have it figured out, bro. They're not ready. They don't know what's going on. They're not ready to figure out, bro. You got Jalen Ramsey pissed on social media. Bro, 0-2 to 2 unranked teams, bro. I get it. 0-2 to like maybe a couple of low-ranked teams or whatever. I know these two teams were already a threat, but like I don't care, bro. You're Florida State. Come on. Wake up. Like, bro, 0-2. 272 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Very, very average performance. 272 yards is not going to pull me, reel me in. 1 interception, 1 touchdown. And you lost. Y'all scored 13 points. And I think there was only 1 touchdown. Only 1 touchdown and 2 field goals. You're not tricking me. Like, whoever you're trying to deceive, I'm not part of that group. Like, y'all got to figure it out. Y'all got to wake up. And I'm trying to look at their schedule right now, see who they play next week, because they play Memphis. Who's to say Memphis is not going to win?
Oh, like, are y'all not embarrassed,
Who's to say
bro?
Memphis is not going to win? Like, who's to say Memphis is not going to win? And look, there's no excuse either on Stadium Pulse. The first game with Georgia Tech, they played in, what's it called? It's not Finland, Scotland.
Yeah.
So it's a neutral site.
Was it Ireland?
Ireland.
Yeah,
Ireland. They played in Ireland. Neutral site. They had more students come out than Georgia Tech did, I believe. So it's like, so that's not the problem. Boston College, they played at Florida State. So that's not the problem. And now Memphis is about to play at Florida State again. So you start off with you start your season off with 1 neutral site and 2 home games. And you're on the verge of people questioning if you can win a third game. Because if you don't win that game, now I changed they're for sure losing to SMU.
I told
They're
you.
losing to
Like,
SMU.
yeah, I told
They're losing
like,
to SMU.
like, nah, it's at this point it's embarrassing, bro. You got teams that, like, again, don't mean to disrespect the smaller schools, but there's a thing called resources, and y'all don't have them. So, like, when you get these big players playing at these bigger schools, y'all should get, like, that's what's naturally going to happen. Y'all should get stomped out. But now, like, you have these smaller schools thinking that they got a chance with you. Like, you got Boston College and Georgia Tech talking to each other like, man, like, what Florida State got going on? They ain't got no business to talk. Like, that's literally getting knocked out by the little guy.
Bro, they got to figure it out. Another team, though, that had me scared, and I'll move on from college football after this, was Colorado against North Dakota State. Ended up winning 31-26. But it was like, why were you struggling so bad? Like,
Yeah.
that O-line has not been figured out. We thought it got figured out. It's not been figured out.
No.
It's not been figured out. But say all that to say, Travis Hunter is the real deal. 3 touchdowns. That last touchdown, he was going down. He snagged the ball. He brought the ball back to him, like, while falling out of bounds. It's not an easy catch to make. He's a real deal, for sure.
And I was very impressed on the poise of Sanders, just staying well in the pocket, making the throws that he needs to be. He didn't really turn over the ball much. Even his connection with Travis, man.
Yeah, they have a connection for sure.
Yeah, like, if you can just keep that going for the rest of the season, y'all should go a long way. But I personally wouldn't take that win against North Dakota as a win. I didn't like if we're talking like I'm just quoting Dion. If we're talking about competing for championships, not to just compete to be in a bowl game, we should be convincingly winning against these teams. But
yeah, and it's like, bro, to your point again, no offense to the smaller schools. Shout out to y'all for sure. But We know North Dakota State is tough, but that shouldn't have been happening to you.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to compete for championship. So I was like, we'll give you a pass this first week, but we're gonna see what y'all do against Nebraska. We'll see what y'all do. What's his name? Jalen Raiola. We're gonna see what y'all do against him. Patrick Mahomes Jr. He calls himself.
Yeah.
We're gonna see what y'all do against him. Anyways, man, like I said, Travis Hunter, the real deal. I think he's gonna be the first. I think he should be the first receiver off the board. If he picks to play receiver, he should be the first off the board. But speaking of first receiver off the board, we have another first receiver off the board at some point who was drafted in 2021, in Jamar Chase, who is now sitting out. The NFL starts on Thursday, and Jamar Chase is not reported at training. Well, he hasn't been practicing. Now, at this point in time, are you not concerned as a Cincinnati Bengals fan, GM, staff, coach, teammates, everybody involved? Are you worried? Are you worried that he's not? Or, okay, let me change my question. Not that are you worried. What level of worry should you be at this point? Because you should be worried.
You should be worried because ultimately he wants his money. Just how CD went out and got his bag, he wants his money too. And he probably, I don't think he will reset the market, but I think he's going to be fighting for that second or third spot with the highest paid receivers. You should be a little bit worried because we're already the Bengals are already finding themselves in a salary cap because T. Higgins wants his money. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to give Joe Burrow his money. That's not even a thought. That's not even the argument. And then Jamar Chase wants his money too. And this is your team that can like take you to the Super Bowl. You don't want to mess that up too much. You already changed a lot about the team. Joe Mixon went to the Texans. I don't even think Tyler Boyd's not on there anymore. Like there's a lot that's changed with this team, and I won't call it a rebuild, but we're definitely revamping to compete.
Yeah.
Especially after last year where they didn't have Joe Burrow for majority of the season. So I'm worried because like if we not that long ago, 2 years ago, we were in the Super Bowl. We were a play away from doing something, from winning a ring, and we want to get back there. So I would be concerned.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, man. I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, I would be like, when the Dallas Cowboys had not, before we signed and gave CeeDee Lamb a contract last Monday, I was sweating bricks because, which even in this case, CeeDee Lamb was gonna eventually play regardless, but it was like the fact you don't want to go into uncertainty with your number one option. So it's like, bro, you see what Dallas did. As much as Dallas is always faulted and always criticized for making stupid moves, if the team who's always making the dumb moves had just made the best move right now, the right move, shouldn't you be worried? Shouldn't that tell you something like, bro, even Dallas is getting this stuff together. What am I doing? So it was like, bro, like, and as a Bengals fan, anybody to do with Cincinnati Bengals right now, I am worried, bro. I am scared to my pants. Like, I am worried, bro. You have a receiver who's giving you 1,000 yards each season. Every single season, he was not even all the way healthy last season. The past couple of seasons, he's been kind of like off and on with health, but like regardless, he showed you I will produce. He came in as a rookie. Coming into the preseason year, they said, oh, Jamar Chase, we're worried about he had a lot of drops in the preseason. He went crazy, performs at a high level, goes to the Super Bowl his rookie year. He had 1,400 yards, 1,455 receiving yards, 13 touchdowns. Great production, 81 receptions, like great production. That was his best year actually, that was like his most healthy year. But it's like regardless, I don't understand what's stopping you, because you know, like, regardless, a healthy Jamar Chase, what he does for you, and even an unhealthy Jamar Chase is still giving you 1,000+ yards.
Honestly, it's because I think majority of it is they know that the money that he's going to ask for is going to put them in a huge salary cap. And that's the thing when it comes down to, like, paying players, is that they don't, like, yes, all these football teams make a bunch of money every year on ticket sales and jerseys and all this stuff. Yes, but they still have a cap that they must meet. So now when you signed 2 or 3 great players on your team to super max deals and they're getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars, it messes up the money everywhere else because, oh, yes, now I got my quarterback and my 3 receivers, but I still need to pay my defense. I still need to pay my offensive line. Who's going to protect my quarterback? I still need to pay my tight end. Man, I need to pay my kicker because, the kicker is one of the reasons why they went to the Super Bowl that year. He kicked the game-winning field goal against the Chiefs, and that's what sent them to the Super Bowl. So it's like now when you spend all your money on one thing, it's very scarce and now it's like the same thing. Now you got like Pro Bowl players on your team that are asking to get paid like Pro Bowl players and aren't able to because one guy wants to get paid so much.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. They got to figure it out, bro. Like, especially with what you mentioned earlier with them trying to revamp their offense in the sense you want to have all you can get, bro. You want to have all you need on that offense. And like losing Jamar Chase to whether him going to a different team eventually or sitting out the season, you don't want any of those to happen. Like Jamar Chase sitting out the season, Joe Burrow's not going to be happy. The locker room is not going to be happy. Everything is going to be a mess. Not saying that you're not going to – I don't know how that's going to affect your performance. At the end of the day, you still kind of have talent around you. But it's like not having him, you're not going to go as far as you would if you did have him. So
that's fair.
Y'all better lock in, man. And there are teams who need a wide receiver who will pay that guy. So y'all let him slip away. That might be the beginning of the end of y'all's offensive reign because then Joe Burrow might start looking somewhere else because that connection, that's something you want to keep forever. That's something you want to keep that in that locker room for as long as possible. So don't let them start getting ideas of how to go to the Vikings some way, somehow, or start to play with just because they're very interested in doing that. They want to find a way to play all 3 of them with each other again. So don't let them figure that out. And it's not on your team. Just saying.
Somebody will pay.
Somebody will pay. But anyways, man, while we're on it, talking about the NFL, ladies and gentlemen, the NFL kicks off this Thursday. My guys, everyone who is a sports fan, a football fan, you know how long the summer is. Great summer, by the way. Fun summer, but when there's no football, something's just missing. When there's no football, something's missing, especially when you don't have football and basketball. But football's back, and this podcast is proudly sponsored by and in partners with Underdog Fantasy. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, all you got to do is go into the app, use my code PASSTHEROCK. Once again, it's code PASSTHEROCK. And if you put in between $10 to $100, they double it. So you put in $10, you get $20, and you put that. So first deposit, you don't have to bet the whole $100 or in one play. But if you deposit $10, they double it. If you deposit $20, they double it. So whatever you put in up until $100 gets doubled. Speaking of, man, we got showdown this upcoming Thursday. Reigning Super Bowl champions, the Chiefs, going against the Baltimore Ravens. Recap. We're getting a rematch of our AFC Championship game from last year.
Oh, that's a good start to the season.
Great start to the season. They always do a good job of giving us a great first game.
Yeah.
Giving us a great first game.
Last year was a little shaky, though, with the Lions. I didn't know what that was about.
But that was a great game.
I didn't know.
Shout out the Lions.
Let the NFL cook.
They saw something. That was a great game. But okay, man. All right, man. I'm going Lamar Jackson. You're going Patrick Mahomes.
All right.
We're going in the aspect of passing yards, man. Start with Patrick Mahomes. 264.5 receiving yards. Over or under? Over or under?
264?
Against a very well-versed Baltimore Ravens defense. Yes, they lost Patrick Queen and probably a couple other pieces, but they're still a good defense. So
I don't see any reason why they wouldn't go over.
So you think Mahomes going over 265? 264.5.
That offense runs through Mahomes. And now with Rashee Rice, they just got the rookie from Texas.
Very worthy.
Yeah, and now, I mean, obviously he's not going to play week one.
He's not playing week one.
But, I mean, Hollywood Brown, and then you still have Travis Kelce. Okay. So it's like I expect them
over
to run
64?
that offense.
Over 264? 220 passing yards for Lamar Jackson. I'm easily taking that. The Chiefs have a very good The Chiefs have a good defense. They have a very sneaky defense. A lot of people don't pay attention to. I mean, Chris Jones is very much insane. They have a whole bunch of other pieces on that defense as well that are playing lights out right now. Actually, yeah, but I still think, regardless, 220 yards, Mahomes and Lamar Jackson are going to come to play. First week of the season, you're very excited for football. Lamar Jackson has a chip on his shoulder. He wants to show that he can beat Patrick Mahomes. I believe his record against the Chiefs right now is 1-4 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I think he wants to take that off. So I think he's going to come to play. I think he's going to at least throw over 220 yards, or at least 250 he's going to put down. And then he's going to, do the rest with running the ball. So I'm picking that for sure. Now, going into receivers. For Zay Flowers, man, what do you think? How many, when it comes down to first quarter receiving yards, 6.5 receiving yards, over or under?
What?
6.5 in the first quarter.
Of him just catching the ball?
Yeah, 6.5 receiving yards in the first quarter.
Just 6 yards.
It sounds very simple, but it could be very complicated, bro. They might not pass on the ball the whole first quarter.
Nah, bro. He's getting
over,
he's
right?
getting over easily for 6 yards.
I'm telling you, bro, you'll be surprised.
Dude.
Because at the end of the day, like, obviously, the whole game he's gonna get well over that. Yeah. But in that first quarter, if him and Lamar are not able to connect the whole game, that's literally a loss right there.
If him and Lamar aren't able to connect in the first quarter, that's a problem.
But that it happens. And it happens, and then they figure out the rest of the game. We've seen that happen.
But you gotta assume that the game plan is the game plan. So I'm assuming that they're gonna get him the ball. So I'm going over for that, for sure.
59.5 receiving yards for Rashid Rice on my end. Total in the game, by the way. That's not the first quarter.
55?
55.5. So pretty much 60 yards in the whole game. I would say no for week one.
Really?
I think he's gonna be great all season, but I think for week one, there's still some warming up to do.
I see what you're going with.
Yeah,
because Juju's gonna come out and do that dance and get 106, right? No.
No, hell no.
Nah, they just signed him.
But
randomly.
I'm seeing Rashid Rice is gonna ball. I think he's gonna score a touchdown, but I don't know if he's gonna get 60 yards. But that's none to be worried about. He's gonna have a great season. I also think the reason because of that is because you have Travis Kelce. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, they're figuring something out there. Yeah. Also, Patrick Mahomes is the type of guy that you've noticed. If you've noticed the way he plays, he gives people a chance. Like, especially if it's someone new he's playing with, he tries to see what's there. And I think he's going to be trying to do that with Xavier Worthy, the speed star. So I think those two will kind of take away, the star power from Rashid Rice in that first game. But I say under. Yeah. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We just gave you a pick. You can go ahead and choose our pick. We said over for both Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson in passing yards, under for Rashid Rice in total receiving yards, and over yeah. for Zay Flowers in 6.5 receiving yards in the first quarter. Right there is a four-man pick right there. Go ahead and put that in. Go ahead and put in your $10 up to $100 and get that whole doubled. And see what you can do with that.
Just if you lose, don't blame us.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
If you lose,
disclaimer,
don't blame
ladies
us.
and gentlemen, look at me. Disclaimer: if you lose your picks, I am not liable or responsible for whatever happens. If you bet your last $20, do not look my way. Look his way.
Don't look my way either.
He made the picks. Look this way. Do not look my way. I do not owe you anything. But anyway, since we're on the topic, man, NFL kicking off this week. You've lost some money already last week. I have some money for you to lose this week. To close out this episode, buddy, who are we picking, man? I'll let you do the honors, and I'll pick the other team. I'm always willing to let you pick first. You're the loser, so. Okay. Loser Cam.
All
focus
right.
camera on him. Go actually focus on this specific part. Make sure the camera is focusing exactly on his face. Loser Cam, ladies and gentlemen, that is the face of a loser.
Okay.
Loser Cam.
So when we come back next week, I don't want to hear anything. First off, I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes, so I'm easily taking the Chiefs.
Nah, I think I want to pick first now.
Nah, it's
No, I want to pick first.
No, loser Cam,
Aren't you a big Lamar Jackson fan, buddy?
I am,
right,
but
bet.
I got to
Don't
choose the guy who wins, and the guy who wins is Patrick
It's
Mahomes.
okay. I'll go ahead. I'll stay with the Ravens.
Yeah.
But just keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, for the past 3 seasons, the past 2 seasons, the Kansas City Chiefs have started off the season very, very shaky. But that has never worried me, though. Yeah. We always knew they're. Speaking of that, before I get to that, actually, yes, they will win. If we're being real, the Kansas City Chiefs are supposed to win. But I'll go on the Ravens side. We'll get some. I mean, I have money. I only have money to lose now. I have money that I can waste right now. So it's all good. So we can do that. Once again, handshake on that. We'll be back next week. I really hope 2 weeks of loser camp, bro. I'm gonna call you Florida State. But anyways, I say this right now, and you heard it here first. Patrick Mahomes, as long as Patrick Mahomes is healthy, and as long as majority injuries happen, but as long as the majority of the Chiefs roster is healthy, they're 3-peating.
They're 3-peating.
They're doing the first 3-peat ever in history. I'm calling it right now. And if they don't 3-peat, I'll be here right in front of this camera on loser camp. I'm calling it right now, though. They're 3-peating. And if they don't 3-peat, the Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, baby. Yes, sir, Ski. No, don't. No. I don't know about the Dallas Cowboys, though. But hey, man, I think they will 3-peat this year. I think that's what's going to happen.
The thing is, I want to agree with you with that, too, just because there's not anybody like, man, I don't care about Derrick Henry joining the Ravens. I don't care about
you should, though. Eagles. I don't want to get into too deep into that, but you should, though. Read option, you're cooked.
You're cooked. Okay. But it's like, the thing is, bro, is like the Chiefs consistently find a way to win. Like I just want to, man, I'm sorry to all the 49ers fans. I'm about to put y'all through some trauma. But I just want you to understand that the Chiefs were in the same situation that they were in the first ever Super Bowl that they were in. They were down. And they still came back and beat the 49ers. To the same
team, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro.
Shout out my 49ers fans. Yeah. But I hate y'all with all my heart. But I can't really talk much because we struggle against y'all. So I'll wait till we play out this season.
Yes, please.
I'll wait till we play out this season.
But now, once with that, it's like, bro, they find a way to win. The only time that they weren't able to win was – bro, that 2020 Super Bowl when COVID happened. I mean, not 2020. 2021 when COVID happened. Like, bro, if COVID doesn't happen, we might be talking about them going on a 4 or 5-peat right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing that stopped them from, aside from the Bengals win the next year, that's the only thing that stopped them from already doing the 3-peat because they won the Super Bowl the next year.
Yeah, man. That's really all. So you see my point? They're going to break history this year, bro. Michael Jordan and Patrick Mahomes. Michael Jordan, Patrick Mahomes. Michael Jordan, Patrick Mahomes. 3-peat. It's coming.
I don't know.
It's coming, man. I'm with you on that. But, yeah, I'm going Ravens, buddy. Since you're going Chiefs, I don't bet against Patrick Mahomes, but I'll bet against him today. It's not the Super Bowl, so I'm not worried. It's one game. It's week 1.
We're not counting it if he gets hurt, right? Like,
no, we're counting whoever. We're counting. This is a game. This is a game, buddy. So you better rethink. Okay. Doesn't matter what happens. Which knock on wood.
I'm still
but I think he. All right. I think Lamar got what it takes.
Okay.
All right. So my very early Super Bowl champs this year, the Chiefs. Are you on board or no? Are you on board? I think you should get on board, bro.
It's like every fiber in my being is saying Chiefs 3-peat, yes. But, man, sorry I got to do it. I'm a Cowboys fan, so I got to have faith.
49ers?
I said I'm a Cowboys
fan. Oh, so you're going to go – I thought you were –
Oh, no. 49ers, as long as the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, 49ers may never win one. But I'm going with my boys, man. I'm going with the Cowboys. I feel like – you know, this is now or never, bro. After this year, we're not having the same.
It's literally
team.
Not our year, bro.
I'm not.
We'll lock in, bro. It's our year. Go Cowboys. We're gonna win the Super Bowl this year. Woo! Go Dak Prescott. Go CeeDee Lamb. Woo! Go the Cowboys. We them boys. Yeah.
Everybody crying about their freaking money on the team, bro, and it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, this gotta be it. Like, I feel like we've been through so much, and this is the finale. And like,
are you not tired of saying that every year, though?
Bro, I am.
I was on the verge of switching teams to the Houston Texans, but I just have too much pride.
The thing is, the reason why I can proudly say this is my last year saying this is because this is probably the last year that all three of them play together.
And then here's another thing, bro. it's just like, bro, I don't really understand, bro, like what we need to do, but it's just like I really want to stay a fan, but like, bro, I damn near want to leave. But here's the problem: I know how my luck works. The way my luck works, the moment I leave the Dallas Cowboys as a fan, they will win a Super Bowl, and I'll be pissed. So I gotta stay, man. I put in too much investment for too many years. How many years now? When did I start being a fan? 2013.
Yeah.
2013. It's been, what are we? 2020. It's been 11 years, bro. And then I feel bad for people who's been doing it for 20 plus years, bro. Like, bro, I just have to. I put in 11 years. I have to keep going.
Yeah,
I have to keep going.
Yeah,
But the Chiefs win the Super Bowl this year, though. Say all that to say that.
What you should do, just have a Cowboys jersey right under the Chiefs jersey, just in case.
Oh yeah, no, If the Chiefs don't win the Super Bowl, I'll gladly come up here and be on loser cam. If the Cowboys won instead of the Chiefs, I'll gladly be on loser cam because I'm really the winner. But hey, man, great episode today, man. Great talks, man. Great sports talk, man. Come on,
it's
solid right here, buddy.
2 weeks in,
2 weeks in, second week of football. First week of the NFL. We get NFL and college football, ladies and gentlemen. This is a great week to be inside. The weather is getting cold. We get 8-degree weather in Texas now. It's amazing. It's wonderful. With that being said, man, thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all know what the deal is. Like, subscribe, comment, share it with your mom, share it with your dad, share it with your family, share it with your friends, post it on your wall, post it anywhere, repost. Whatever you need to do, man, to get people out here. Get people out here. There's a new podcast in town. Not so new, but it's still new to some people, new to some faces. Bring them out. Bring them out. Shout out Pastor Rock Podcast. Shout out my fans. Shout out all my friends who support. Shout out everyone who's still watching. And with that being said, we've come to a conclusion, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.